Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse live, locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse on YouTube and the various groups subsequently. As promised on Thursday, we're going to discuss Pitru Paksha today within the parameters of the topic that we are currently on, and that is creation. And Pitru Paksha is a scientific method in synthesizing and aligning ourselves within this creation to our ancestors of the past 3 generations and to those that's going to be born in the next 3 generations. So we are forming by performing Pitru Paksha as per scriptural injunctions. We become the pivot of connecting ourselves to the ancestral line of the past 3 generations, our parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. And we also establish a link in the coming generations, our children, their children, and their children. All of you understand? So we become the pivotal point, we become the bridge in connecting our lineage from the past 3 generations to the next 3 generations. And this is scientifically important, is it not? Is it not?
Yes.
Okay, Ashwarya said yes, then it's yes. If she said no, it is true? Yes. So, our starting point in our lineage starts at creation itself. There are 7 mind-born sons of Brahma that are called Sapta Rishis. And our lineage begins from these Sapta Rishis and is called Gotra. How many of you heard of the word Gotra? Have you heard of the word Gotra? In this age of Kali Yuga, many of us do not know our Gotra. Many of us do not even care for our Gotra or our spiritual link to the 7 sages, to the Sapta Rishis. Now, time in this creation, as I've stated on numerous occasions, the entire creation is 311 trillion, 40 billion years, one cycle of creation. Then there are various divisions within this creation. And in a particular division, the 7 rishis change continuously. So originally, the 7 Sapta Rishis, and then in every division of time, a different set of Sapta Rishis. But I'm not going to dwell too much on that. That will give you an excuse to say you are confused and you won't do your Pitru Paksha properly. So let's concentrate on the performance of the Pitru Paksha itself. Then I want to also state that when you become an initiated devotee and when you surrender 100% to Lord Sriman Narayan, there again there is mention of 7 generations forward and 7 generations backward that are liberated already. So 7 generations behind you and 7 generations forward, 7 generations behind you times 3 will be 21 sets of parents, grandparents and great-grandparents that will be liberated wherever they are. I don't want you to get confused. I want you to understand this properly. Whoever surrenders to Lord Sriman Narayan, 7 generations behind you. Each generation has 3 sets: parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. If you surrender to Lord Sriman Narayan 100% under initiation, then this is done automatically. But then again, some of you might be saying, how is that possible? Because our grandparents, our parents and our great-grandparents have already reincarnated. So if they have already reincarnated, how can they get liberated? And the answer is that whatever life they are living at your point of initiation, when you surrender 100% to Lord Sriman Narayan as per Vedic injunctions, and surrendering is only the first part. Living within the parameters of that surrender is the most important part. So you surrender. Many people have taken initiation and they take initiation just for the name of taking initiation. But living the life of an initiate, that's what allows those generations to be liberated. All of you understand? Everyone is understanding? So whether your great-grandparents are trees, your parents are butterflies, or human, or Devis and Devtas, it does not matter. Devis and Devtas also need to be liberated. They are all on the material plane. The Devi and Devta is superior to a human being, but the same individual soul that is lodged, that you are, as you are lodged in the heart, gets a promotion and you become a Devi or Devta. You can become Indra, you can become any of these Devis and Devtas. All these Devis and Devtas are titles. Like you can become a counselor. Counselor is a title. Every 5 years the counselor, the individual counselor changes, but the name counselor remains. Similarly, then all the names of the Devis and Devtas remain right up to Brahma. If you are pure in 100 births, then you are eligible to become Brahma. How many of you would like to become Brahma? The secondary creator. Alright? All you have to do is just remain pure in only 100 births. That is all. And there are times when no one can take the position of Lord Brahma, then Lord Srimad Narayan himself takes the position of Lord Brahma. All of you understand? When the title cannot be filled, especially in this Kali Yuga, how many of you think how many people will have 100 pure births? Successively. Alright? So this is knowledge that you must have as the created. And this knowledge is given by the Creator. You are the created. The Creator is given this knowledge. And I'll go back, like the manufacturer and creator of a motor vehicle will give you a handbook when this vehicle has to be serviced. And similarly, as a human, by conforming to the regulative principles of Pitru Paksha, you are servicing not only the vehicle, the human body that you are wearing, but you are also assisting in the service of the bodies that have come through and the bodies that are going to come through in the future. And this is the responsibility you are given. Pitru Paksha is a verdict injunction. Pitru Paksha is a verdict injunction. It is not a tradition that your family is performing. It is a verdict injunction. It is found in the Rig Veda. The Rig Veda is the first of the oral Vedas that come into writing. The Rig Veda is the first of the oral Vedas that came into writing 5,000 years ago. And this injunction is found in the earliest scriptures of Sanatana Dharma in the Rig Veda. It is found in the Upanishads. It is found in the Garud Puran. It is found in the Vishnu Puran. So it is a verdict injunction. It has to be followed. So my duty here today is to tell you how to follow it. This has to be followed both, that's following the north and the south. This injunction is for those who are practitioners of Sanatana Dharma, both from the north and the south. It's also found in the Itihasa. Itihasa means historical events recorded. And the first Itihasa is the Ramayana, and this story is found in the Ramayana, where Mother Sita, Ram and Lakshman does Pitru Paksha for their dad whilst away in the forest. Remember the dad, Lord Ram's dad passed away whilst he was in the forest, and Pitru Paksha was done in the forest itself. So it is a verdict injunction that when God came down, He Himself performed Pitru Paksha. He Himself performed Pitru Paksha. So if the Lord Himself performed Pitru Paksha, the Lord has no dad, does He? But to play the part of an ideal human being, He performed Pitru Paksha so that mankind can follow in His footsteps. All of you understand? Then there is another Itihasa. The second Itihasa is the Mahabharata. And in the Mahabharata, there is a personality called Karna. Karna. And he was an adopted child, but he lived a dharmic life. And when he was on earth as a human, he donated a lot of gold in charity. However, when he passed on and when he went to heaven, then whilst everyone was given food, he was given gold to eat. So when he questioned Indra on why he was given gold, Indra stated that he did not give offerings to his ancestors. He did not give offering to his ancestors, food offerings to his ancestors. And Karna stated that as he was an adopted child, he did not know his ancestors. And Lord Indra sent Karna back for a fortnight to the material universe, to planet Earth, and asked him to, within this 16 days, to offer food to his ancestors. And in this past 5,000 years, this would be the origin of Pitru Paksha. In this current time, the origin of Pitru Paksha will be, or Pitru Paksha will be, from this incident in the Mahabharata. As I said, Mahabharata is an itihasa, and itihasa means historical truths. Historical truths that were recorded as the Mahabharata. So both our histories, this event took place 5,000 years ago, and Lord Ram, when he entered the material atmosphere, it was 2 million years ago. So like your cell phones, Pitru Paksha was updated. Jessica, you update your software. Upgraded. So Pitru Paksha from Treta Yuga was upgraded at the end of Dwapara Yuga, beginning of Kali Yuga, by this incident of Karna himself. So there is no excuse. And this is a Vedic injunction. It's not something that your parents and grandparents did out of their own mind. It is a Vedic injunction. It should be treated with utmost respect. So you'll notice that I came two-pronged with Pitru Paksha. I said if you surrender 100%, then you become a Vaishnavite, you surrender to Lord Sriman Narayan, and then these 7 sets behind you and in front of you will be liberated. And then I'm saying it is a Vedic injunction to do your Pitru Paksha, because we will never know the purity of our surrender in a particular lifetime. Will we know? Like everyone here today, if I ask you to declare, you will say, I will never ever cross Acharya Ji. I will always listen to Acharya Ji. At this point in time, all of y'all are 100% surrendered. Then when I remove the cover and I start exposing you, when you come to my kutir or anywhere, then very fast you will leave Acharya Ji. And most of you will call Acharya Ji a rogue, a womanizer, a fake guru, same people. It is for this reason that you have to perform Pitru Paksha, because whether you believe in Acharya Ji or not, you are still consistent in performing Pitru Paksha and connecting yourself to your past 3 generations and your coming 3 generations. But if in your surrender you cross the Guru principle, then there is untold punishment. whoever treats a guru as a man, as an ordinary man, the punishment is very, very severe. You understand? Then the Supreme Lord resides in all. And if He resides in all, that both you and the Lord reside in the same body, then there is a distance. But the Lord not only resides in the same body, He resides within your soul. He resides within your soul. And in reality, your soul forms the body of the Lord. Your soul forms the body of the Lord, and your body forms the body of both you and the Lord. Of both you and the Lord. So the Lord knows. The Lord knows, especially in this Kali Yuga, very few people will say, Acharyaji, I'll never cross you, will cross you. Alright? Who knows? So as a concession, there are some Vaishnavite following where it is instructed one should not do Pitru Paksha. But my Guru stated that Pitru Paksha must be done. And I follow my Guru. And I'm stating Pitru Paksha must be done so that even if you cross the Vaishnavite line, you still have salvation. All of you understand? Because today our relationship is solid, tomorrow it can be broken. So, based on that, if you follow rigidly these teachings, even if after our relationship breaks, but you go and follow Pitru Paksha as you supposed to, then in one of the Upanishads it is stated that the blessings of the ancestors is greater than the blessings of the devas. And this is a very injunction. So if you please your ancestors through this period, then you will definitely get blessed by them abundantly. And you will notice in your life that somebody was struggling somewhere, and for no reason that you can fathom, this person has become prosperous all of a sudden. You understand? And this is the blessings not from destiny, because you would notice that his destiny had him somewhere else. You all have noticed, all of you, that the logic of destiny cannot be associated with this person, and all of a sudden you see this person has been abundantly blessed, because these are the blessings of the ancestors. Blessings of the ancestors. Alright? So wherever they are lodged, they have this capacity to bless you, provided that you act in accordance with the scriptural injunctions pertaining to Pitru Paksha. So people die variously. Some people are shot, some people die in accidents, some people die by drowning. There's all types of deaths. So we may not know how our great-grandfather died, how our grandfather died, but we may know how our father died. So for each of these deaths, there is a particular day that has been prescribed. There is a particular day, so I'm just giving an example. If you died by accident, then maybe on day 3, right, you do your Pitru Paksha. But because we do not have the information for all of these types of death, we need to worship every day. That is why every day, from the start to the end. From the start to the by worshipping every day, we cannot make even 1 millimeter of mistake. All of you understand? Then every family that's doing Pitru Paksha must get a qualified Brahman. Must get a qualified Brahman to perform the Pitru Paksha Puja. It is a verdict, injunction. Then you donate 2 things. You donate water called tarpan in a offering of water. You donate water as an offering called tarpan, and you donate pinda or pind dhan. Pind means body. Dhan means donation. So you donate a pind dhan as a body, and this you also do at the funeral, don't you? And through that prescribed time. This is done to assist. Remember, the soul does not have a body for an X amount of time, and this is done to assist the soul. Logically, the pindhan cannot become the body of the soul, can it? It is gross. And the soul now is out of its gross body, but the smell of the pindhan, the smell of is smell gross or subtle, and the sounds of the mantras that's been chanted, is it gross or subtle? Subtle. And the soul, is it gross or subtle? And the frequency of the smell will have a frequency because it will go through the air, and sound will also travel to the air, will reach the devastated soul, and these emotions will get transferred to the soul, which will make the soul happy. Which will make the soul happy. Can you see the science? The absolute science of Pitru Paksha. Can you see the absolute science of Pitru Paksha? Now, the reason we do Pindhan during Pitru Paksha is that we could have faulted in our previous Pitru Paksha. And when we faulted in not doing the Pitru Paksha in accordance to Vedic injunctions, then these ancestors would be stuck in certain domains, would they not? Because this offering was not done in accordance with scriptural injunctions. So at this point in time, when we do our Pindhan, if it was done correctly, then there are also those souls that are released that their current human lineage will not be doing Pitru Paksha, because Pitru Paksha is only followed in Sanatan Dharma. But as I said, Sanatan Dharma is an absolute science. So those that come in from other religions where they do not do Pitru Paksha, when you do your Pitru Paksha properly, then those souls will also benefit who did not come from Sanatan Dharma. Are you understanding? So you not only please your own ancestors, you please those that belong to systems that have no knowledge of Pitru Paksha and Sanatan Dharma. Is this scientific? Is it logical? Because one would say, why is Pitru Paksha only for a particular race, for a particular creed? But we are saying Pitru Paksha is universal, and when you do your Pitru Paksha, It not only covers your ancestral line, it connects those that who are not in the know. All of you understand? So look at how many benefits this Pitru Paksha has. How much of benefit this Pitru Paksha has. So I think I'll catch Rosh Bhai again. Alright? Now from trucks to Pitru Paksha. Alright? Rosh Bhai? What do you know about Pitru Paksha? You one of the Bushnag gang in the Pitru Paksha?
Okay, good
Oh, yeah, take down your mask. I want to see this guy.
Okay, I don't know if you're in the right line, but you know, it's like this time that we do our offerings to our ancestors and somehow now I was going to ask you a question earlier on, but I will still ask you this.
Well, maybe that's why you got this opportunity.
So, you know, it's in this time that we have to follow this pattern and do the prayers properly and things like that. But I don't know if some of us are doing it properly or not. And that leads to my next question is, I'm hearing some families are saying when Pitru Paksha starts, we'll cook, like example, pumpkin and dal and rice. We'll take it out on the first day. Second day we'll cook herbs and roti. Now, enlighten us on this. Do we do the prayer one time, or we do it like on a daily basis, or how
Okay.
does this work?
Alright, you take out your water every day. You do your tarpan every day, from day 1 to the last day. Then you choose one particular day and you do your main offering where you're going to bring the Brahman. After you brought the Brahman, you continue taking out your water up until the last day. Alright? Rojbhai, I wanted to ask you whether you take out a nerve, light a cigarette in the backyard, you take your poor son right in the back at some dark corner of your yard with a bush knife open or a okapi knife open, and then you tell your son, don't turn back, and both of you race into the house. Bobby locks the door. You make shh. Hey, I hope they got the food.
I would say like 80% correct, but not the knife and
Alright? So we're going to change that now. We're going to change that because these are our ancestors. They are released to visit us. The 16 days, they come to our abode. Alright? I know many of you here, Jessica, would like to do Pitru Paksha on the first Saturday. Alright? That is, Jessica is shaking her head. First Saturday, so Sunday you can carry on with. So Pitru Paksha, our Pitrus, they are higher than us. They do not have this earthly body, and they would not consume. They take the merits they eat the merits of our offering. They eat the merits of our offering. They are in a subtle form. They are in a subtle form. They are pure vegetarians. They are, Jebai, pure vegetarians. Although they drank and smoked whilst they were on earth and ate meat, in this subtle state, they don't drink, they don't smoke. Imagine they come down on 40 days and you give them marijuana and you give them alcohol. After 1 year, how much of bablas they suffer? how will we be able to make the return journey? But some will be stuck outside your house, every midnight, round and round. Because there's no alcohol and daka in heaven, in the Pitru Lok. So if they come down and you're offering them meat, you think how many of them will go back? Jaiva?
Hang around.
They'll hang around, alright? So please do not offer them any meat dish. There is no merit in offering them any meat dish. Do not offer them any cigarettes. Do not offer them any alcohol. And you yourself don't go and get drunk with the excuse, hey, I gave my ancestors, I'm so depressed. 3 generations came from after such a long time. I don't know how much they are suffering there in Pitru Lok, and you get drunk. Oh, he just came. Alright? All of you understand? So don't take a knife, bush knife. Don't give their food in a far corner of the house. They are your family. Give their food in the house, light after the Brahman has left. After the Brahman has left, with absolute love, take a portion of everything that you have prepared, mix it together with absolute love, like you feeding, you smash boiled potato for your small baby after purity. How nicely you do it. How much of love you have so that your baby can swallow that vegetable that you boiled. Similarly, with the exact amount of love, make this into a bowl, make a fire, and offer this into the fire. When the fire burns the offering, then that energy of that offering will be transmuted by Swadha. When you offer this, say Swadha. Swadha is a devta that carries this offering to your ancestors. We say Swaha. When the offering must be carried to the Devis and Devtas. And Swadha, when the offering must be carried to the ancestors. So Guruji says it's like a postman. When you read this mantra, it's like a postman delivering your parcel to a particular ancestor. Is it logical? Is it scientific? Does it make sense? Alright, right? No more in the dark, dingy corner in the back, and you and your son running for your life. Alright? And not turning back. Alright? That episode must be finished and forgotten. No bushes, and no copies, no knives. Alright? Only love. Only love. Does it make sense? All of you here. Is it logical? Does it make sense? In Sanatana Dharma, in its purest form, we do not worship with any meat, alcohol, or cigarette. Alright? Any meat, alcohol, cigarette, or taka. When you go to India, there's a lot of gurus you'll find busy. Alright? They tell you they have to be in that state to be in that state. Alright? Then you give him a this state. So you come way back to the right state and go into the Bhagavad Gita state. In the Bhagavad Gita state. Only state is the absolute pure mind. The mind must not be impelled. The mind must not be impelled by any intoxication. Alright? For those of you that have been attending this satsang for a while now, many of you are new, you find a shift in your mind, don't you? That's why you keep coming back. That shift is in your mind. It is your own medication within you that makes you feel good, that you want to come back to that reservoir. Alright? So this is a reservoir of absolute purity, because we are practicing Sanatana Dharma at its core. Sanatana Dharma at its core. And again, we link what we say to the Bhagavad Gita, and I want to read and show you how there is no mistake in the Bhagavad Gita. So in chapter 9 of the Sri Ramanuja Gita Bhashya, verse 26. Whoever offers me with true devotion a leaf, comma, a flower, comma, a fruit, or some water, comma, I accept this offering made with devotion by him who is of pure heart. I'm going to read it again. Verse 26, chapter 9. Whoever offers me with true devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or some water, I accept this offering made with devotion by him who is of pure heart. Now, Jeba, you heard me read this twice. All of you heard me read this twice. It's not written here, a kilo of chops, tripe, prawns, fresh cut chicken. What's the other chicken? Hard cooking chicken, Cornish, and then some people have an excuse, fish and egg. Alright, did I read any of that? Did I read any of that? So this is a verdict, injunction. What the Lord only takes: vegetables, fruit, and water. But you just can't take vegetable, fruit, and water and give it to the Lord and say, yeah, take it. You must do it with devotion from the heart. With devotion from the heart. That's why you cannot take a kilo of chops and give Lord Narayan with devotion from the heart, because it's quite clear here. It is quite clear. Don't come in next week and tell me you gave Lord Narayan 1 kilo of chops chutney with devotion from your heart. He is quite clear what he wants and how he wants it. The Lord is quite clear. He specifies what he wants, and he also specifies how he wants it. Doesn't he? You see, the Lord has taken 700 verses from 540,000 verses, and he made it into 700 verses. Not a word or a sentence is here for nothing. Not a word or sentence is here for nothing. And if he says, I only want these 3 things satisfied, and this is how I want it, then Jessica can't just cook it and go to the market and, okay, Acharya said the Lord wants it, and just throw it at the Lord's feet. You understand? Like how she gives you food. Now you can go home and demand to have your breakfast, lunch and supper would be from the heart. Alright? All husbands. All husbands. Verse, chapter 9, verse 26. Enforce this. Okay, verse 5. You're smiling. Guru has just made you a vegetarian and you're smiling. Alright? Those of you that are still stuck in meat eating, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Both husbands, wives, and children. Nobody can take the meat out of you beside the meat eating. One day, the meat will remove itself from you. Those of you that are still consuming meat. Alright? But I'll do a series of discourse, and I'm sure 50% of you will leave me when I'll give you scientific reason, not religious reasons. Scientific reason why you must not eat meat. Up until then, Rosebud, just struggle, sacrifice. This 16 days, grind your teeth forever meeting the Guru. Alright? Pull this 16 days, one day at a time. Stay meat free, one day at a time in this 16 days. Alright? Because it is for your benefit. The minute the Pitru enter your house, if it is not meat free, they're going to curse you. Now, if the blessings is greater than the Devis and the Devtas, then what do you think the curse will be? As effective, is it not? Because remember, they have been given a release from the Pitru Lok dimension for the next 16 days to come and spend with their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren. By you not giving them a conducive environment, what would happen? Those words? So don't come and tell the Guru, hey, heavy wind only around my house. Those words? All the trees are shaking.
Yeah.
Heavy wind from my house.
But Guruji, there's always heavy wind from my house.
Why you think I'm saying? Do your 16 days properly and you'll see even on a windy day, the wind won't enter your dimension. Alright? So all of you understand the significance and importance of carrying your link and your lineage. Now this lineage is paternal. What it means? Line of your father. And if you get married, then you relinquish that line of your father and adopt the line of your husband. And this is very, very important. This Gotra is very, very important because you cannot get married in the same Gotra. When man was less, everyone knew the Gotra. And surprisingly, there is one race that does not allow marriage in the same lineage. You all know black people? Elizabeth? You can marry the girl if you got the same surname. So instead of saying the girl, how beautiful you are, the first thing they ask is, in his poem. Then they say how beautiful you are. Because if they say how beautiful you are, then get trapped in the same surname. And Nkiza cannot have Mary and Nkiza. All of you understand? This comes from the Vedas. Alright? What happens when you marry your cousin? What happens if you marry your cousin?
Become cousins.
Tell you to begin lineage.
No, you have a genetic problem. You have a genetic problem. Alright, and this is scientific. And you notice all those people that married their cousins around the world, you see they are in a very bad condition. They are in homes, Jessica, you know what I'm talking about. There's many deficiencies, right, without pointing particularly, but I'm stating as an absolute truth. Alright, and that is why this Gotra system was created by the Creator at inception. So you don't marry your cousins, especially on the paternal side. Alright? All of you understand? Are there any questions?
Yes. What if your ancestors or the people that take another birth are like Chinese or Dutch?
Yeah, they still get liberated. They still get the benefits of what you're doing. The benefit does not stop. It does not matter in which life, in which culture, where they are and what they do. Even if they are in the animal form, the plant form, the tree form, wherever they are, whatever you do with absolute purity, they will get liberated. Their merits will go to them. Alright? Any other question?
Guruji, just enlighten us, like in this time of Pitru Paksha, if we didn't do our prayer at home, can we attend like a relative's house or when they are having a prayer or something?
You can attend, but you cannot partake in the eating because you are not satisfied. Your Gotra, your Sapta Rishis, your system has not been satisfied. Up until your system has not been satisfied, you cannot eat at another. So in the olden days, all the brothers should get together and do one Pitru Paksha. Now in the modern days, depending on the wife, you do your Pitru Paksha, in many households the wife has become the warehouse. Why laughing, Josh?
My household, the wife told me, don't worry about computer, I am Google myself.
Right. That is why not alone. Okay. But then when you come to the Guru, a woman is closer to righteousness and dharma than a man. Alright? In a very rare case, the man will get associated with the Guru first or with God. So a woman always have within her mechanism dharmic principles of any religion. A woman will always inspire a man towards God. It's natural. However, the knowledge of the scriptures might not be ideal. She may not know this, but it is inherent and innate nature of a woman to bring the family to God. So we must give credit to the woman for that part. But it doesn't, if that is not within the scriptures, then we have to adopt now and adopt these scriptures. Right, Jessica? Jessica is very happy. She thought she can go back home and practice as she has been practicing all her life. No. Now you follow the scriptural injunctions. Any other question? So,
Just a quick
enjoy this Pitru Paksha. All of you that are going to follow me, you're really going to enjoy it. Alright? Yes, satsang will continue because there is no satsangs even for the Devis and Devtas. The Devis and Devtas pine to become a human again so that they can come down and attend satsang. So bring your ancestors, invite them from home and say, let's go to satsang. They will be overjoyed in attending satsang. Satsang will continue. You can come to satsang. When you eat the satsang offering, it is offered to Lord Srimad Narayan himself. When he tastes it, when he tastes that food, it overrides all Gotras. All Gotras emanate from Lord Srimad Narayan himself. And I remember, I think four years ago, in Pitru Paksha, that time I was a mobile satsang, mobile discourse, So I was a mobile satsang, and we took an entire pot of food to our Phoenix branch. I think that was our second week. Or third week. And these people didn't know us properly, they didn't know the teachings properly. So after satsang, everyone was standing still. Nobody ventured, they were waiting for the next person to see if they can go and eat. Right? So I'm saying this offering is to the Supreme Lord. He is the source of all Gotras. So are you violating anything if you eat at satsang? Okay. So go, each family, go get a Pandit, Brahmin, Purohit from your area, engage him, let him come and let him do his thing. Observe right up to the last second. Pitru Paksha. And when you offer the food, we've had many experiences, Mataji and myself. It can be the hottest of day, but you get a shower of water when you offer this food. And you will think, who sprinkled water? And you must feel your house busy. You must feel your house busy. You must experience your ancestors. You must feel them. Okay? Don't take out the knife. Don't light fire. Don't dark. Verse 5. You do not have to do these things. You must experience your ancestors. It's a real thing. It's a scientific truth. They are around. You can mentally talk to them. They will come in your dreams. There will be an interaction. And be sad when they leave it. Be sad when they leave it. But we want them to be liberated from whichever dimension. Some are stuck in Pitralok and others are already in other life forms. We want them liberated. The reason we're sacrificing everything and doing all of these things is we're asking for liberation for our ancestors. And we also have to thank them. And this is a debt that you are paying. There's 3 debts you have to pay. You have to pay a debt to your Guru. Why you have to pay your debt to your Guru? Your Guru gives you knowledge. And that debt is called Guru Dakshina. Alright? But I have not enforced that. Yeah, maybe I can revert that to the pond. The pond need 5 liters of green paint. As Guru Dakshina, Not any green paint. Fibrous paint. Waterproof paint, alright? Again, Rosh, I got my 3 musketeers there. Rosh, Satish and Jay. Alright? Sorry? Oh yeah, thank you, Dana. And we need locks. How many locks, Dana? So just have a look at these locks. 2 for the speakers, 3 for the gates and 1 for the cage there. Alright? 6 logs and 5 liters of green paint for the pond. I'm looking at Rosebud. Alright? So there is a runner. You know, every gangster have a runner. All gangs have runners. You know, they stand under the tree and they have a lighty to kick it, go buy cigarettes, buy a bottle of beer. So we got our runner. You got your runner satisfied, Jay? They lie there in the corner, they have 90 inside. Alright? We got a lovely vehicle to run around too. Alright? So let's see, next week Sunday, our pond is in operation. Are there any more questions? So you have these debts. You're debt to a guru for knowledge. You're debt to devis and devtas for the abundance that is provided on planet Earth. And your debt to the ancestors, had it not been for them, you won't be here today. And your debt for your ancestors which has accrued all this time can be nullified by your observance in a properly conducted Pitru Paksha, starting from day 1 up until the last. Are you all satisfied? Are you all waiting to embrace your ancestors from day 1? So in the house, like all the ladies, there must be peace. There must be. All the ladies, there must be peace. Your father-in-laws are watching, that's gone. Your grandfather-in-laws are there. And your great-grandfather-in-laws are all in your house, Jessica. Jessica. Alright. And they want peace. Can you give your ancestors peace, ladies? All of you? Give them peace. Jai Shri Ram.